Hello and welcome to a windy day in Blackburn, Victoria. I'm at the Avenue Uniting Church on the lands of the Wurundjeri people. My name's Rod Peppiatt, I'm the minister here. Today my witness to the word draws heavily on the fact that today we will be celebrating in our church the celebration of Holy Communion. And my theme, if you like, is come as you are. Not only to the table as it happens, but as a way of thinking about the way of God in the world. The reading comes from Mark's Gospel, chapter 2, a story of Jesus. Reading from verse 13 of that chapter. Jesus went out again beside the sea. The whole crowd gathered around him and he taught them. As he was walking along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax collection station. And he said to him, "Follow me." And he got up and followed him. And as he sat at dinner in Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were also sitting with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. When the scribes and the Pharisees saw that he was eating with sinners and tax collectors, they said to his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" When Jesus heard this, he said to them, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." Come as you are. That's how I want you. It's a song we sing sometimes here at the Avenue. I discovered a few minutes ago that while I was away on holidays, we actually sang it last week. That's okay, it's a nice song. But I mentioned it also the last time we gathered here at the table of Holy Communion as a song that we should perhaps sing for every communion service. Come as you are, that's how I want you. I wonder, do we stop to think how radical an idea that is? Come as you are. Not come back when you know all the answers, or come because you've earned a place, or even come and be better than you are. No, come as you are. And hear the story that says you have a place here, as you are. In an age that bombards us with the need to improve ourselves, to work harder, to work smarter, to be more effective, more efficient, to earn more, to shop around for a better deal, to be happier, to be thinner, to have better hair or some hair, to buy this or buy that, to upgrade. In a media frenzy where every second we're being told what we need to know about everything, and where every second online pop-up tells us what we've been doing wrong our whole lives, everything from how we invest our money to how we cook mince. How different is it to hear, come as you are. Be who you are. Welcome. I don't know about you, but I've come to the table of communion sick. Not today, but other times. Sick in body, occasionally sick in mind, sick in heart even. I've come to the table utterly broken, including when I've been the one leading worship. Sometimes I've avoided it altogether, and sometimes I've left the table wondering why I went. But I've always come back Because in the idea of this table, and so often in my experience of the table and the people gathered around it, I've found a sense of deep grace beyond words, a moment that has overwhelmed me. And I've found once more my place within the presence and the life of the Holy One in whom we live and move and have our being. Rachel Held Evans was a young woman who died too early. She was a theologian and author in the United States. In her book, Searching for Sunday, I found a quote which both tickles my fancy and speaks a profound truth. These are her words. She uses the language of kingdom, which is not my language, but that's fine. This is what God's kingdom is like. A bunch of outcasts and oddballs gathered around a table. Not because they're rich or worthy or good, but because they are hungry, because they said yes. And there's always room for more. I don't think I'm an outcast. Oddball is distinctly possible. But the image that Rachel creates here speaks to me about the table of communion and what makes it holy. Jesus didn't say, "Come as you are," not in so many words anyway. But look who was at the table with him. This was no A-list. These were the people with whom Jesus had surrounded himself from the beginning. Workers, women, tax collectors even. Those who would run away in his hour of need. Those who would stay to the bitter end. Even the one who would betray him shortly to the authorities. They were there, just as they had been with him around the table from the beginning. They found a place in the way of God that Jesus had talked about these last few years. I don't want to say very much more. I want to finish by sharing with you a hymn by Amanda Udis Kistler, again from the USA. I've discovered Amanda's music recently and had a couple of email conversations with her, and I've been touched by her grace and her delight in sharing her music with others. And this song spoke to me about the invitation of this table at which we share in Holy Communion. Come as you are. That's how I want you. Maybe it speaks to you as well. It's called When Jesus Set His Table. When Jesus set his table, no one was turned away. That table was a promise of blessing and of grace. So set the table fully. Invite the whole world in. If we would share love's welcome, then here's where we begin. No race, no creed, no nation, no love of heart or vow. No gender is rejected. The table's waiting now. So set the table fully. Invite the whole world in. If we would share love's welcome, then here's where we begin. Whoever we find troubling and seek to keep outside, that is the very neighbour who must not be denied. So set the table fully. Invite the whole world in. If we would share love's welcome, then here's where we begin. When Jesus set his table, no one was turned away. That table is our promise. It's ours to tend today. So set the table fully. Invite the whole world in. If we would share love's welcome, then here's where we begin. Come as you are. That's how I want you. For the way of God is like that. Namaste. Blessings.